Okay, let's have a look at some of the very basics of lapping. And this is going to be kind of fun for me because I've been wanting to try out this little lapping plate that I found at the plastic mold shop that Rob says, yeah, go ahead and take that and do something with it. And I go, well, I think I could do a lapping demonstration with it. And I might do a little bit more unusual of a lapping demonstration. So here's the lap. I'll put my hand on it. You can see how small it is. And it's got these grooves cut in it. I don't know if this thing's ever been used or not. I kind of don't think so. But I'm going to use it for the first time here. Now, what I'm going to use for a compound is Clover. And this is a grade C, which is maybe 250 grit. Silicon carbide. Now, this particular stuff here is soft, granular, and it breaks down. It'll cut coarse at first, and then it breaks down. So the first thing you have to do with the lap is charge it. And you charge it, I got a little stick here, I'm dipping it there. Now this is an oil-soluble silicon carbide lapping compound. It's been around forever. Let's see, let's just kind of get that on there. Don't have to put a huge amount on there. Now, I might be doing this differently than other people. And I stay away as much as possible from the diamond lapping compounds, which people seem to think they need to use, and they don't do a very good job with it. Okay, it's got its place. But we're just talking about some general lapping. Okay, now I'm charging the lap. I'm taking a piece of steel and I'm pushing those grains into the metal. Okay, now I'm going to put the camera up here because I need both hands. Let me get back here and see if you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, you can. Now, hopefully the focus will be okay at that distance. So I'm taking this and I'm smearing it first, getting it all across there. I might even dab a little bit more on, and I'm pushing it in. Oh, I'm trying to think of some books you can reference this to. I think this is in the old Audell's manual. But this is what's done in hydraulic shops when you need to hand lap something quickly. For one place, anyway. Now, I'm smearing that stuff around first like this, just with this steel roller. I don't even know what that is. Now, I'm going to let it roll in my fingers, so I'm going to roll it in. See, rolling it in. This is a slow process, so if you're in a big hurry, don't do it. This is fun, such a small little thing. But I think it'll be handy, and I'm going to try something with it that I've done using the Crane Lap Master machines. But I think I could do it by hand. But I'm not sure. Okay, so I rolled that stuff in. And we're going to start breaking in that lap. And what am I going to use? How about a carbide blank, huh? Let's try a carbide blank on there. I guess all those are the same. Let me stick a carbide blank on there. Okay. Now when you're lapping like this by hand, you go in a figure 8 motion. And you try to use the entire lap surface. Now when this thing's just right, you're not really touching that cast iron much. There we go. See, you see it smearing in there nicely right now? Figure 8 motion. Yeah. Okay, after you do a figure 8 motion like that, you take your workpiece, rotate it 90 degrees, and continue a figure 8 motion. Trying to use the full plate. Or something pretty similar. It's like penmanship, remember? Yeah. Okay, I rotate it again 90. I'm rotating counterclockwise. It's starting to feel different underneath her. I don't want to look yet, though. Try to get a surprise, huh? Working that whole plate. I think I'm going to rotate the plate 90. That'll be helpful. See how that plate's looking? It's looking really nice. Even, nice. Okay, rotate it counterclockwise, 90 degrees. Figure 8 motion. Hey, I hope you're all doing good. It's cooler out here. It's nicer. Still that hot time of year. Okay. I've been pinned down here from this hot weather and haven't been able to get out much. I have some things to do. So next day or two I'll be getting out more. I hope, if this weather stays below 100. Whoa! All right. Still going on figure 8. Rotate it 90. We're going to go figure 8 some more. Yeah. When you're working with lapping compound, don't use your regular shop rags. Use disposable paper towels. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's feeling pretty good. But I don't think it's quite where I want it to be yet. I think I'll rotate the plate 90. See how the surface of that plate's looking? Really, really nice. Now, once this plate's charged like this, you don't have to wipe it off using this kind of compound. You want to cover it when you're done. But all you got to do to continue lapping is put a couple of drops of oil on there and it'll lift the compound out of those grooves. And then you start over. Now, when you got a wet lap, and see this lap is pretty wet, it rounds off the edges some. And that's what happens. The lapping compound piles up on all these sides and starts rolling the very edge over. So, and it's not a huge amount, but it's enough to cause problems in some circumstances. So, what you do then is let the lap dry out. And keep lapping. Don't put any more oil or compound on this. and lap it until the lap is dry. And then it'll stop pushing that stuff up and you'll get it finally flat. Now, like I mentioned before, I'm using this Clover silicon carbide, about 220, 250 grit, and it's soft. Like you have hard and soft grinding wheels. You have hard and soft Arkansas stones. This is soft grade of silicon carbide, which I'm sure is a man-made thing, and they can control those things. And what that means is it breaks down and it gets finer and finer as you work it. I bet you didn't know that. See, that makes it so you don't have to have several plates, you know, of different grits to get something fine. You can just use this stuff, let it break down, and when it breaks down, you're going to get a real shiny finish. Still rotating the piece counterclockwise and going in a figure-8 direction. I can feel some small burrs on the edge of that plate, and this carbide's starting to get sharp on the edges, and it's shaving them off. So I can kind of true the plate with this a little bit, but you want to get over all the areas, all the corners. Try to do it evenly as possible. Rotate that whole thing 90. Rotate that 90. Yeah. If you see me jiggling an area, I feel a high spot. See, I'm working the piece of carbide, and I'm also working this cast iron. That's what this is made of. Lapping plate. Little piece of cast iron. Now you can take a piece of cast iron and make a lapping plate yourself. You can make 3 of them and lap them together and get them all true. Yeah, I feel that happening. Another 90. It's a time-consuming thing. Let's see how much time I got going here. About 12 minutes. That's about longer than anybody's attention span on YouTube, huh? Some people pay close attention. You know, I know that all hydro technicians, they call them hydro guys, and I believe they go to like Eaton and Sunstrand service school and learn how to do the rotating group piston or rotating piston group hydrostatic transmissions. And you would not believe how much those things cost. And it's the most, it's a mechanism that requires incredible precision. And those kind of pumps are all in your excavators that you see digging holes, combines, tractors. So what they do, they have a, big diesel engine pouring all that power into a little pump. And then they have motors at the wheels, hydraulic motors. Oh, that's feeling smooth, smooth, smooth. And I'm going to wipe this off in just a minute. I was wondering if I could do this. I've never hand lapped carbide. I've always used the Crane Lap Master machine. All right. See, that's a standard item in a hydraulic shop, is a lapping machine. And that's the one machine that hydro guys know how to use. And a lot of hydro guys don't know how to do the other machine work. You know, you can be good with hydraulic pumps and really not be that efficient or have the equipment for the other stuff or the machine work needed. And if you're a machinist or a millwright like me, you can find these hydro guys, and sometimes they'll find you and they need machine work done. And you'll be cutting lots of threads and working hard steels. Oh, that's beautiful. I just want to keep going, huh? Let's see what this does. That lap's drying out. I should probably go a couple more minutes here, but I'm still rotating. I've rotated twice and rotate this. Yeah, see, the lap's feeling good. This is breaking in the lap. And if you're lapping something and you have a critical workpiece, you want to put a test piece on first. All right? That's important to make sure that you got everything going good and you're going to get the finish that you hope for. Oh, that lap is just feeling pretty darn good. This little piece of carbide's getting sharp on the edges and knocking any burrs or anything off. This is one right in there. This edge is kind of burred. Okay, rotate that. I'm going to go easy 90. Okay, let's have a look at that and see what that lap surface looks like compared to the other one. I'll go ahead and get another carbide blank out and we can look at it. Now that's interesting. Now, it's a little bit slow. Let me get some oil on this one too. So they look the same. Now this one here's the one I've been lapping on. Let's get that hopefully kind of wiped off a little better. It doesn't show very much, but it is moving. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut the camera off, and I'm going to lap this until it really shows. It shouldn't take much longer. Okay, now here's the carbide on your right. Let's see if I can catch the light with it. And you can see that it polished that up. And it took a while. It took about 20 minutes to get it that shiny. Carbide grinds pretty slow. I got this roller here, and this is an interesting aspect of it all. I use this, let me wipe that off. I use this to charge that lap, and it's something that I made a long time ago for some reason, and I surface ground it. So the next finest finish will be lapping. So let's lap this. The lap is charged pretty good, I do believe, but I might put just a dab, mostly oil, so it'll cut quick. So I'm going to do the same thing. We'll watch the progress. I'll turn the camera off if it takes forever. This really tiny lapping plate does take longer. I've never used one this small, but it's really kind of a handy little thing. I think turning it 90 degrees, figure 8 motion. Rotate that a little bit. Get the corners. The plate's starting to feel really nice and broken in. Turn that 90. Okay. Yep, 90 again. This soft steel here will cut considerably faster than carbide. But you can cut carbide with this just like you can with a green wheel. Diamond would work better, but the particles don't break down, and you know, I like to do multiple things, so I prefer to use this Clover compound and let it naturally break down. I think it works okay. Starting to push that excess lapping compound into those grooves. 90. Rotate that plate 90. Hit those corners. 90. I've got something come off it there. Now, this action of lapping work hardens surfaces. The lap surface, if you truly lap it, you work harden the surface, and the lap surface will be harder than the base metal. You can tell that when you're cutting it off. Like if you want to cut that off, it's starting to feel, you know, it's pretty flat to start with, being surface ground. And what we're going to look for is a gray finish. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at that. Want to be sure and use a paper towel and not your shop rags. Okay. You see how that's kind of, it took that ground surface and dulled it down to that gray, but it's flatter than the surface ground shiny surface here. Let me lap this just a couple of rounds here, and we'll have a look at it and see where the flatness problem may lie. Okay, that should be enough. You can see the contact areas. See, they didn't take very much lapping to gray that surface finish over. Let's have a look at this one. It's been lapped even more. Now, these are getting to the point to where they'll ring together like gauge blocks. If I had two pieces. Okay, a figure eight. Oh, it just feels so nice when that, it's a lot of feel with some of this stuff, you know. This is ancient technology. Okay, we'll have a look at it. Now, as you continue to lap, the work hardening goes even deeper, okay? So if you go over something just real quick, that's not really lapping it. You know, I guess it kind of is, but I don't know. I don't know. But it's when you're properly lapping steel, it will generally turn gray. And then you go to super fine compounds, and you can get to a more mirror finish. Like I said, I'm using a 220 approximate grit, and it breaks down. Okay. That looks nice. Even. I think this is the side I lapped even more. See, those are very flat. But it took that surface grind marks out on both ends. Okay, I'm going to recap. I'm using Clover compound, grade C, about 220. It's oil soluble. I got some extra oil in there. I think you use any oil, but that's like Sun and Honan oil because I have it handy and it's made for such stuff. Okay, then you take and put it on there. Push it around. Roll it in. The old books show this rolling thing. Called charging a lap. A little bit more than just throwing the stuff on there. I hope I explained the mechanics of this a little bit. I'm going to find this a handy little deal. I'll find something to cover it with, and whenever I need to lap something like that, make sure it's flat, I'll just pull this out and do it. Yeah, I won't wipe that off. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Now there's cylindrical lapping too, and it's very much the same. And I think I demonstrated some of that on a Sun and Honan on the DD channel because I can install barrel laps in the Sun and Honan machine and keep all the abrasives over there on holes. So the Sun and Honan, you know, I talk about those stupid machinist websites. They had some clown on that Practical Machinist for forever from Denmark that says to measure a 10,000th of an inch, you have to have an instrument that measures in a millionth of an inch. It was absolutely crazy. You want to calibrate your 10,000th of an inch indicators and stuff like that with a gauge block in the millions, you know, but a lot of stuff's very, very misleading on the internet. And, you know, there's a lot of people telling you what you can't do. And I'm trying to show you what you can do. Okay, I will be back.